Wow, you found your way to the Female Way podcast. My name is Humita Premila, and I'm so honored that you're here. Let's have a great time together.
Wow, I'm actually very excited for today's conversation. And guess what? I'm not alone. I know you're used to me by myself chatting with you, but today it's going to be even more rich because I am with a very, very, very special woman. And it's also a topic very close to my heart. And I know many of you as well. And I mean, I'm so grateful that nowadays it gets more attention. We move over the shame. We can openly speak about it. And we're going to give a lot of value during these conversations or the conversation of today, because this is the first one of a couple of episodes. But this first one, you know what they say, if you start good, the best way, then the rest is also going to work out. We're going to share the 10 things that brings you back in balance when you're dealing with menopause. When you're in the pre-stadium, in the middle, in the end. And even if you're not in menopause, we're going to share with you some gold information. It's based on Ayurveda. And if you implement these 10 things, it can change your life forever. And what we mean is these are way how you live, how you eat, how you move, how you combine food, and they have a certain effect. Well, I'm sharing it with you right now, but my lovely, lovely friend Esther, who's my guest today, she is the expert in this field. She really embodies everything what has to do with the Ayurvedic approach around menopause and also around menstruation. Just 2 weeks ago, no, 1 week ago, June 16, we had a big group of women, and Esther was guiding them through menopause and menstruation. And if you would implement the Ayurvedic approach, what to do, what not to do. And today, you're the lucky one because we're going to share it here as well. 10 things what brings you back into balance right away. Esther Hendricks, I told you already, she's my guest. She's the expert. She's seen many, many clients. She's extremely well educated. She has a great background as a businesswoman, but we keep that for another conversation because this podcast, this episode is really for you when you're listening. We're giving you tips and tricks. But let me start with a warm, warm welcome, Esther.
Well, thank you, Mita. Very kind words. And I'm really looking forward to this conversation, especially because it was such good fun the other week when we had this big group of women and guiding them through the whole process and making them, more or less aware of what is going on in their personal lives and why things are not working well. Spreading the word is great. So let's start.
We're going to start right away, and something to share with you and for everyone listening. Esther and myself are on a very big mission here because menopause is the era of the queen. It is that chapter of your life that you should feel sensual, confident, complete, whole, satisfied, good in your body, healthy, like the healthiest version of yourself, happy, sparkly, and you find yourself super beautiful. And let me throw away one myth, like skip it, get it off the list. Do not believe that it's the end of your intimate life. As of today, you're going to believe that it's the beginning of the most juiciest chapter of your life. Esther, can you start with an intro around Ayurveda? Because I realized, me with my Indian background and having my uncle being one of the most famous experts in that field of Ayurveda, I was born with it. But I realized when I started working with you that Ayurveda is not so known here in the West.
No, it's not. But although it's getting much better the last couple of years, so very thankful for that. Ayurveda is the health system of India, more than 5,000 years old. And the most important difference to all other kinds of medical systems is that Ayurveda is treating a person and not a complaint. So that is a very important thing to understand, because all tips and tricks are not general. We always have to give tips and tricks based on a person, how it's built up and what the complaints are, etc., etc. Ayurveda is also mainly about prevention. And in the old days, that's a fantastic story, I always believe, that the Vedas, so that there were let's say the doctors in 1,000 years ago, they were paid by the percentage of people that remain healthy, not by the percentage of people they cured. So I think there is the strength in this approach. So the starting point is knowing yourself. How are you being built up? And where do you have to take care of yourself at specific points? And no one is the same. So no treatment is the same. Nothing is the same, basically, because you're a unique person. And when I was discovering Ayurveda many years ago, I started to look for something to make me feel better after lunch, because I was this person who always had an after lunch dip. Well, I'm Dutch, I'm very white. So what do? We eat bread and cold milk and fruit and everything that makes me feel very, very tired afterwards. So when it was 2 o'clock in the afternoon, then I only could think of a bed to lay down and to sleep. And then I thought, this can't be the way forward. I really need to change something, because my body is not responding well to this. And at those days, there was not so much information to find on the internet about Ayurveda. Thank God that has changed a lot these days. But I just got all the opportunities of diets. And I think I'm not looking for a diet. I don't need to lose weight or whatever. I just want to feel better. And then eventually there was Ayurveda. I don't know how, probably found me. And that taught me that no person is the same, and that you respond differently to food and lifestyle, of course, in the end of the day. And when I got into more detail, I discovered that I was eating things that are literally make me very tired. Although those, let's say, ingredients or that food is not necessarily bad. I mean, an apple is good, but it's not good for me, for example, or at least not. I should not take it raw. And other people can take it raw and better than not cooked. I wasn't not aware of that at all. So when I took more of a deep dive into that, I changed my habits, and within a couple of weeks, I felt fantastic. And I wasn't even doing it in the proper way, because I had no idea what Ayurveda was in depth. And I needed to learn a lot. But then it started. As I slowly developed more knowledge, I became an Ayurvedic practitioner. I quit my job. I go back to school, and so on and so on. And now I'm here. And at the time, when I got into menopause, that's a total different story. That's for another podcast to share. Then I started to have a lot of hot flushes. And I also thought that's not normal, because the menopause should be arriving without any significant complaints, just as your menstruation. But we are all getting used to the fact that problems are part of your life, and complaints as well. So yeah, my mission basically is that if you are experiencing problems with regards to your menstruation or menopause, it's just an imbalance of your body, and you should not suffer from that. And our mission is to guide those women personally, yeah, to relieve that and to let them experience this liberation and this fantastic new phase, because it is, yeah, it's so beautiful when you are going into that phase. You're much more wise. You don't have this, yeah, let's say this ego anymore, like you used to have that when we were in our very commercial jobs. We were just going, and perform like hell and work 80 hours a week. And all of a sudden, no, not overnight, but during that period of time, you're going to realize that things are not that difficult anymore. And why are you bothering? Other things are getting more important. You're taking more care of yourself. So it's a wonderful time. It's a really wonderful time. And I just want to achieve that every other woman can achieve that.
Yeah, that's so beautiful. That mission is so, so important because it's living the female way, the celebration of the feminine in your power, in your vulnerability. You're not so involved anymore with other people think, and you're just living your best life every single day. And like
Yes.
you said so beautifully, like we shouldn't suffer in this period, neither with your menstruation, neither with your menopause. So the gifts Esther is going to give us in a moment, even if you're not yet in menopause or you have like daughters or young women around you, you can share them with them because they, when they enter menopause, most likely they have either zero complaints or for sure less complaints.
Yeah, that's true. Absolutely true.
Oh, and wow, I definitely like what you just said, and it's so important. Being rewarded of the people uh, who stay healthy, who kept on being healthy instead of curing, solving problems. You want to go one phase before in the prevention phase.
Absolutely, absolutely. And when I was a teenager and I got very heavy menstruations, but that was also a sign of disbalance. And at those days, yeah, you didn't talk about it. You just got on the pill when you're 16 and then problem solved. But there's no problem solved. The problem is suppressed. That is something completely different. And it also goes for taking hormones during menopause, for example. Everybody can do it, and it's their own choice, of course, but you are just, yeah, suppressing symptoms. You are not resolving them. And you will feel so much better if you balance your body. And then you can come out and in a much better way without using, let's say, especially chemical stuff. So, yeah, that is my aim for.
Yeah. And that's a very important one. Thank you for sharing that. Of course, you can go for a short-term solution, and that's the injection with the hormone, even the bioidentic variation of it. Just be aware that it isn't that bio that it's brought into the world. So really have a proper check there. Choosing hormone therapy, it has an influence on the body. B, it is short-term solution. C, if you can do it in a natural way, what really fits your body, like Esther said, bringing it back to balance. And that basically means, and it's been also my experience, and I'm still on that train, is you're becoming more of yourself. You're getting yourself, you get to know yourself. You prepare yourself for this era of the queen. Because
Exactly.
that's when just the confidence comes in. That's where the juices come in. That's where the lust for life comes in. So let's start. 10 things to find more balance in your life. And you can start with it right away.
Okay, I will. I was very inspired by the session we had last week. What makes it tick is that I also see that with my clients in my practice, there are so many, let's say, easy things to change in your daily life or in your food habits that will give you a instant advantage.
Yeah.
So I will start with number 1. Don't mix fruit with other food like yogurt or vegetables. That is very common here in at least in the Western world, to have in the morning yogurt with a lot of fresh fruit in it and some grains and nuts and anything else, and have that as a breakfast. Well, if that's a breakfast or not, I leave that in the middle. But the problem here is that you need to understand more about food in order to judge over it whether they are compatible or not. So, for example, to make it easy for just this point, yogurt is a very heavy food. Fruits, on the other hand, is very light. So it's easily digested. So imagine if you take those together, then the food can't get through because yogurt is in the way. Yogurt needs much more time to digest in your body. And if the fruit can't pass, it will ferment. And fermentation is causing toxins in your body. So therefore, at least in our Ayurvedic world, we always eat them separately. You can have yogurt with nuts and grains and things like that, but you take fruit always on an empty stomach and don't mix too much at the same time. So 1 or 2 different kinds is more than enough. And I know some people may be thinking, oh my God, is that true? Yes, that is really true. And it will help you for better digestion, for sure. You can give that a try. Another thing I discovered is that people skip meals. And in Ayurveda, we are very clear about that. You need to have 3 meals a day, unless, and that unless is for a certain body type. That is the kapha body type, and we talk about that later. But in principle, you eat 3 meals a day. Don't skip them because it will deregulate your digestive system. And your body, and that is also at the same time tip number 3, is embracing regularity. Also your mind, by the way, but your body in this particular matter is very important. So your body gets used to the breakfast, to lunch, and to dinner. Regularity is important for your digestive system. So when your body knows that the food is coming, then it will be ready for it. And if it's not aware of when it will come, then it's probably not ready, and that will slow down your digestive system as well. What we are also not used in the West is that we have our main meal as a dinner, so late in the evening. And Ayurveda says you need to have your biggest meal when your digestive system is at the top of its working, and that is around noon. So lunch is the most important meal of the day. You can take an easy and nice breakfast, and you have a very light meal in the evening. And during lunch, you have your biggest meal. And what I also found with a lot of clients is they don't eat complete meals. So they skip things. They just eat vegetables with proteins, or they just do something else, or they just eat vegetables. That's also not a good idea. You need to combine vegetables, proteins, and whole grains together. And why is that? Because those three strengthen each other in the digestive system. If you would only eat vegetables, vegetables are easily digestible, so they go to the plumbing like hell, in like the high speed. And if you have the whole grains and the proteins together with that, it will slow down that, so your body has the opportunity to take the nutrients. So in your stomach and in your digestive system, in your intestines. So you can imagine if you skip one of those three, that your digestion is not working optimally. So your body is not able to bring it up, to get it up, to absorb it properly in the body. Another one is intermittent fasting. So please don't do that. I also earlier said embrace the regularity because we advise to 3 meals a day. But the beautiful thing of Ayurveda is that it brings you intermittent fasting from naturally. So if you have your dinner at 6 and you have your morning breakfast around 7 or 7:30, then there is this intermittent fasting already. So forget about that hype. Please don't do it. And then for a lot of people, it's not very sensible to eat raw food. Raw food is very difficult to digest. So imagine a broccoli, fresh broccoli, or a broccoli soup. So what do you think goes to the digestive system easy? That is probably not a fresh broccoli because that is hard work for the body. And a nice soup, that will be received very nicely. And then avoid nightshades. And the nightshades are tomatoes, potatoes, eggplants, peppers. Avoid them, please do, because there are natural pesticides on it. So that is the plant itself is protecting them. So there's nothing wrong with that, but it's not good for our body. So avoid it or take it very few times, and please peel off the skin if you use them. But be aware of the fact that there are pesticides in it, and that can hurt your body, especially when you're sensitive to rheuma, arthritis, and that kind of complaints. And then, of course, avoid chemicals. That is one of our main problems in this modern world. Everything is with pesticides, and it's getting worse and worse and worse. It's in our food. It's in body creams. There's even plastic in fish. And although our body is a very intelligent machine, they can almost deal with anything. But plastic, that is something that your body cannot remove. And some recent research also showed that there is being found plastic in the bloodstream. So that is really, really getting bad now. So when it's in the blood, then it's going into your brain. So be aware of those chemicals. Try, if you can afford it or you can get it, to eat organic food and to have your body nourished with organic stuff. So
And nowadays, even when you go to a regular supermarket, they offer quite a range of organic food, and it's getting more affordable. So check it out.
yeah, exactly. And if you can do that, please do, because you're doing yourself a favor with that. And I also I'll always give the example of so people say, although I can't use my body cream anymore, and they're like, oh yeah, that is a major disaster in life. But in Ayurveda we have this brilliant thing that's called Abhyanga. That is the self massage you do in the morning. That's also for a later discussion. But that gives you this nice layer on your skin. You don't need a body cream anymore. So there are so many things that we have been thought to use by the commercial industry, and we think we can't do without it. But your skin is the largest organ you have. So and it's taking up stuff. So if you have these body creams with all these pesticides in it, then it's going through your skin into your body. So please, please, please try to avoid it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And one of the most simple things is the CCFT in Ayurveda. That is a equal mixture of cumin, coriander, and fennel seeds. Mix it, boil a large teaspoon in a liter of water, and zip that all day or more, no problem. This combination is making sure that toxins are being removed from your body, that you stay hydrated in a good way, and you can't drink too much of it. And that will also make a big difference instead of coffee or...
So you mean you can drink as much as you want. You can never overdo it here. Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
no,
Beautiful.
no. Yeah.
So, wow. Can you imagine? We now share the 10 things you can do straight away. I mean, today. Maybe you didn't have your breakfast yet, so you can adjust your yogurt and your fruits and eat it in 2 batches. So, yeah, we really invite you here to work with this and see the difference and the effect. And this is only the beginning. So, we're going to come back to you with more tips and tricks, dive deeper into Ayurveda. We're going to share our story on menopause ourselves because we've been both either in it or through it. And this is just like the top of the iceberg. And I mean, like Esther said, and that's also so special, is we're all different types. And when we go deeper, we're going to look at what kind of type you are, what you need on an individual level, what to eat, what not to eat, how to move. You're really going to learn about yourself. So if you're on the front of your chair like we are, because we always get super excited, because I mean, between you and me, the whole world needs to know this. Every single woman
Yes.
out there. But if you are like, OMG, this is what I needed, I've been waiting for this, then I have really good news. Because Esther and myself, we really want to, we want to make this accessible for each and one of you. So we actually have developed an online program with a personal touch, because Esther is involved in the program and she's gonna personally by hand look at your situation, your personal story, and she will share with you which type you are. And then, according to that outcome, you will get a tailor-made approach for the food, how to move, what to drink, what to skip, the effects. She's going to take you on a journey here. It's an online program. And the good news is because we're launching, we have a very special launch offer. The name of the program is Menopause is a Gift. You want to add something, Esther, to that?
No, beautifully said. Yeah.
So menopause is a gift because it is a true gift. And if you go through this program, couple of months, you will see that your life will never be the same. That's if you hear us speaking about the era of the queen, feeling confident, next level, that's what you experience. And we're really going to take you. The program is so well curated that it's like step by step. You don't get overwhelmed. It's not too much. We take you by the hands. You have the personal consult in the middle. Then you go to your own type. It's really beautiful. It's the first program in the world curated like this on the natural medicine of Ayurveda. There are supplements included which really support your body type, your constitution. So Menopause is a gift. Reach out to us, send an email to info@humita.nl, and I'll make sure you get the link to the program. I'm very happy and honored, Esther, that you made time to speak to
Oh,
the
it was my
audience today.
pleasure. It was my pleasure.
Yay! And just know, beautiful audience, this is the beginning. We're gonna record more on Menopause is a Gift. And like I said, if you feel eager, you can start right away. The program is there. You can jump in. Till we meet next time. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you for making it all the way through the end. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being in my life. Please, I would be so grateful if you give it a 5-star so other women can also find this podcast. We're in it together. Together we change the world. If you want to know a little bit more, go to www.humita.nl. Let's dance in this life together. Sending you love. Till we meet again.